Welcome to Chillyboy Productions. I'm Larry Chillyboy Chilson, and we are back again for a Sports Talk live stream here on the channel. And I am so excited to have y'all back to talk about all things sports. Mostly, though, let's be real, we're going to be talking about the NFL for the most part. But we are back once again for a live stream this week. I had a blast last week. I think my co-host had a blast last week. And the folks who were able to make it into the chat had some fun with it too. So we're excited to be back. Now, before we get into the live today, if you're not subscribed already, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can chill with me on each and every one of my new videos, including each and every one of our new live streams here on the channel. Hello, Christian. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us. The Disney Nerd. I do not belong here because I don't follow the NFL. It's nice to see you. Nice to see you as well, Disney Nerd. Appreciate you stopping in, even if you don't know all that much about what's going on in this sports talk world. But, of course, tonight I will be joined once again by my co-hosts for this segment. We'll have Leo, we'll have Tyler, and the three of us will go over all the biggest news, some of the highlights, just kind of talk our usual mess as it pertains to last weekend's games and give some sort of preview to the upcoming weekend. So I'm excited to be here once again with y'all, and I cannot wait to get into this stream. So let's just double check, see what's going on behind these scenes here before we get started with the people. Oh, all right. So maybe I got a Leo.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, Leo.
I'm struggling with my camera right now. I don't know what is going on, but
Okay.
I guess that Toronto air was like, psych, you don't have a webcam anymore.
No, I was like, what's going on? I was a little bit scared to add you. I was like, what's happening?
I'm here, I promise.
I'm not about to get like porn bombed by a troll or something.
Hold on. Wait. Okay, so crazy story. I was trying to pull up the game at the airport, at the Toronto Pearson Airport. And I'm just gonna say this on stream. I apologize, but I was at Crack Streams, which is essentially like the bootleg streaming area for all of the games. And it had the most inappropriate pop-up. So I'm like sitting in the airport trying to actually watch the game, and it's like popping up all these very lewd, inappropriate pop-ups, and I'm like blocking the screen with my body, like, please don't look. I promise I'm not looking at porn. I promise.
Oh my Lord, Leo, we were already joking about you not gonna be able to get back on that plane, and here you are having these type of pop-ups in the airport. I'm surprised they let your little butt up on that airplane.
Sir, we're gonna need to walk you out right quick. Let's show you to the exit.
Says we got a Leo in the stream and an Aquarius in the chat. Well, Leo, are you in fact a Leo?
Heck nah, man. I am a Taurus, baby.
Oh, I see.
We are not. This is not a Leo zone. Look, the name may be a little bit of an outlier there, but I am a Taurus.
Just in name only, Lord Leo. Well, we're glad you are back, mile high, back in the 303. No more of that 6 business. We're back in that Denver air, living the high life of Colorado.
That mile high life, baby.
That's right. Well, you did get to watch some of the game in the airport, yes?
Yeah, like I got to watch right before the half. So I didn't get to see that 55-yard bomb actually happen. To Sutton, it was amazing. I got to see it in the highlights, but man, I was biting my damn fingernails before the half.
It's okay. We took control. We got it reined in, which of course we'll be discussing here tonight. Well, before we get into all of this NFL talk, as per usual, or at least what will be the usual here on the channel, we got to talk about a little bit in other sporting news, at least sporting news that interests me. Sorry, baseball fans. But before we get into that sporting news, otherwise, let's go ahead and add in our third co-host. We have Mr. Tyler Calvert joining us from Baltimore. Hey, Tyler.
Hello, I'm here.
Yo.
I'm setting some stuff up though, since somebody decides to send the link 1 minute before showtime.
Just be ready, Tyler. Just got to be ready, whether the link is there or not.
I'm ready, but what can you do when someone is irresponsible with sending links to people?
You could just be like Leo and just be a little cartoon character in the middle here.
I could.
Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with my little avatar.
Leo over there cheesing, just like the real one.
I'm like, I can't figure out how to get this webcam back working again. I think I need a new USB cable.
I feel you there.
Well, Tyler's got all kinds of new equipment. Maybe he can donate some of the old.
Well, I have new equipment, but I wanted to test it out with my other setup. But since we're already live, I kind of can't do that. So
it's all good.
It's not my problem, really.
Well, first off, I just wanted to get my NASCAR redneck self in here.
Come on, you gotta tuck that in towards the end.
No,
tuck that in towards the end. You're gonna send everybody away. You're gonna be like, oh, he's talking NASCAR. I gotta leave.
Any Bubba Wallace news or?
Well, he did okay for a sec, but
okay. Well, I'm back commuting.
Yeah, well, I mean, so this weekend we saw Kyle Larson win in Bristol, which is his 6th win of 2021, easily leading the series. But it was our elimination race this weekend, y'all.
Woo,
and
whatever that means.
Saw Eric Almirola, Tyler Reddick, Kurt Busch, and Michael McDowell all get eliminated for their opportunity to chase the cup.
Oh no, not eliminated.
So they are out of the championship run in the NASCAR playoffs. So this
are they important
weekend,
racers? Are they like
the only one who's really a big deal out of that is Kurt Busch. He's a former champion. He's also got like a DUI back in like 2003 and got literally yanked from his vehicle and fired.
Whoa. Is he that one that ran over that guy and killed him?
No, he didn't. I don't believe
there'd be more happening to him than yanked from a vehicle than that.
Perhaps. Like my knowledge of NASCAR is very limited.
Y'all know like a Dale Earnhardt. You know that, Leo? Does that name ring a bell at all?
It does actually a little bit.
I know the Earnhardts. Yeah. A little.
Jeff Gordon. Does that ring a bell, Leo?
Yeah.
Oh, same. Yeah.
Okay. Dale Earnhardt is the one that died, right?
Yes.
Senior did. Yeah.
I know about him.
And yes, his son became one of the most popular drivers ever. So there you go.
Ooh-wee.
But yes, so we continue on with the final 12 this weekend, and of course, we'll give you a little slice to make sure that you all are caught up on your NASCAR news next week.
Man.
So. Little slice. We get a slice of the pizza, y'all.
Lord. Well, on to the NFL, and this weekend we just got to say it. So we're giving Tyler half a point for that Chicago Cincinnati game. He gets a 0.5 point.
I think he
wins. Like he won this week. Clearly, I know I lost, man.
So this week I ended up with 12 points total. Tyler had 11.5.
Leo literally got the decider because of that stupid Washington game.
Leo, it was a struggle, bro. You came in with 8 points this week.
Well, he tried.
Here's the thing. I only picked Miami because I was like, I want one that's just like maybe will bust people's heads wide open if it happens. So I was like, okay.
Hey, I mean, upsets happen. So, any given Sunday.
0 points. 0 points.
Yeah, that was not the upset to choose.
Definitely
the
not.
Miami Buffalo game.
Should have just went with freaking Baltimore and just went that route.
And then Tua's out now with a rib injury.
Yeah, injuries. The injuries were running amok this weekend.
That's why I was nervous. I was nervous to make any picks when we were supposed to originally do this yesterday. Now there's more people officially listed for out or not day to day now officially. So I feel a little bit more comfortable today than yesterday when it comes to picking people. Justin Fields, speaking of them, he is starting. He's starting this week now.
He is. Andy Dalton is officially ruled out.
That was
for the
so
weekend.
smart. Literally, Andy Mediocre Dalton is going to drag any mid-tier team downhill. If he's in a top-tier offense, he'll be totally fine. But like
that
any mid-tier team, he's going to bring them all the way down. So good for them for putting Fields in because mediocre Dalton, we know how he plays.
Christian brought it up, the deciding game here. The New York Giants lost again. They're doing so bad.
They should have won.
This was the decider of the weekend. I was the only one who picked Washington.
I was screwed. Leo and I were screwed over in that damn game.
So the Giants blew it, y'all.
Yeah, literally.
They just know how to lose. I feel like they just know how to fucking lose. Just like last week with Dallas, it was just like, we're just gonna leave it in the lines of a penalty, and we'll just go ahead and give y'all the fucking ball back. Like, what is up with the lack of pressure or anything from these teams? Keep up, come on. You know the Giants should have won that.
The legend of Taylor Heineke in Washington, I guess.
So Washington, they moved to 1-1. The Giants fall to 0-2. So what do you think? You think the Giants are on the cusp of being okay, of being like a solid team, or
on the cusp? No, they're okay as hell.
Well, all I'm saying is last year they were one game away from winning the division, and they were 6-10.
I just want to say, so our friend Diebs was kind of talking to us about that damn NFC East.
Oh yeah.
Listen, you're. Let's just say if our teams were in the NFC East playing the way they played, even the Broncos the way they've been these last couple of years, we would have been in the damn playoffs since
at least on the host game
retired. Like, damn, that NFC East every year's. I mean, and it's looking like it's about to be a race to the bottom yet again when it comes to the NFC East.
Maybe.
I don't know. They've been doing okay.
Some of them, yeah.
Some of them are okay.
Well, the Giants are so.
I think look promising.
When was the last time the NFC East wasn't the worst division in the NFL?
It's been a while.
It's been a long time.
I mean, the Seahawks won the division many years ago, with it being 7-9. So
yes, that's
true.
The NFC West at one time had a losing record, winning division. But wow. Meanwhile.
To make me upset.
I don't know. Dak's back out though. I think that the Cowboys looked really good. This
I think they look solid. Yeah,
they look pretty good. Dak's looking real good. I'm glad.
The Dallas Okay, they looked okay. They look solid. The Dallas Cowboys should also be 0-2 right now, though.
No, they should be 2-0. They have such a great depth chart.
Maybe 1-1 is okay. That the way that they reffed the end of that game, them refs said, we're going to do anything we can to make sure these Chargers lose today. We're going to take 2 touchdowns off the board from the Chargers. I was like, listen, I don't even too much like LA like that, but damn, I mean, these refs,
they're hitting the goal line and you just see the flag come out. You're like, I
was like, that was shade. That call was
But calling about the Giants, I feel like I think they just need to get rid of Daniel Jones. Like, as mean as that sounds, I think they are a piece or two away from being more of a contender. It's just Danny Dimes. He turns the ball over too much.
Aren't a lot of their people like questionable right now?
The Giants.
That's the whole NFL. Yeah.
Well, Saquon Barkley's coming off of a torn ACL last year, but like he's back. He's not 100%. But I mean, they got Kenny Galladay in free agency. They drafted that Kadarius Toney guy in the first round of this year, and we actually have more receiving yards than he does because he had -2 receiving yards last time I checked. So
how do you have -2? What?
He lost yards on a catch, so he has -2 yards. So,
I mean, I generally agree with you, though, Tyler. I think the Giants I think they're on the cusp. They need a piece or two just to get over that little hump. But
they need to win games. Like they need to win games because they're coming up close.
They should have won this week. They should have won this week, Leo.
No. Well, let's see. Who else do we have this week? We got New England beating the Jets, which
oh god, Zach Wilson.
Uh
Gave me flashbacks to the Jets playing the Patriots not that long ago, and Sam Darnold was doing terrible and said he was out there seeing ghosts.
Like, what? You making up excuses now, bruh.
No, that Jets. How about the AFC East here? So we're talking New England, we're talking the Jets, we just talked about Miami. How we feeling about them over in the East on the AFC side?
Trash.
Well,
Miami seriously can't put a point on the board.
Tua's not injured, but other than them, the Jets. I mean, Bills. The Jets were the second worst team in the league last year, so I didn't expect too much out of them. They don't really have any talent, unfortunately. When you think of the Jets' offense right now, it's pretty bleak, pretty bland all around. Zach Wilson's in a very tight spot. They just lost Mekhi Becton to an injury. Their starting tackle. So
they're done. I mean, chalk it up as a season for them to rebuild.
They're in rebuild. Zach Wilson is not.
Continual rebuild over in New York again. Like Tyler likes to shade the folks about rebuilding season yet again.
I mean,
yeah. I mean, the Bills are still solid. I mean,
yeah.
I think the Bills are still solid. The Patriots also, I mean, you can't discredit them. They still have a good defense. And Mac Jones, is he's playing fine. He's playing mistake-free football, which is exactly what you need in that kind of offense. I mean, they don't have a lot of big-name talent in the offense as it is. So as long as he just doesn't mess up and their defense stays strong, they usually do pretty well, which we've seen so far in these first 2 weeks.
Can we talk real quick about the Buccaneers and how they actually let Atlanta stay in that game a little bit? I was like, what the fuck y'all
doing? Well, for a while, the first half it was a little bit close, and then the Bucks, tore open the Falcons in the second half. But
they tore them up, saying, "Okay, pick Matt Ryan."
They had what? They had what? 2 pick sixes in the game?
2, yeah.
I was like, I'm pretty sure they had 2 pick sixes. Like, come on,
in the second half. I want to say it was like a couple of drives, like between a few drives. It was like pick 6, then maybe 2 or 3 more drives. Another pick 6.
Tom Brady was throwing 5 touchdowns.
Yeah,
Matt Ryan, wrap it up.
Yeah, I mean, people. God, I feel like is Matt Ryan one? He's 100%. One. Everybody is always trying to just, talk about talent and talk about Matt Ryan and all of this potential he's had in his career and blah, blah, blah. But man,
the helium has been squeezed from that.
He has always had a very good offense around him, and that's kind of been his thing. Because as someone who's a Ravens fan, that was the big debate for so many years: Joe Flacco versus Matt Ryan, who was the better of the two? And Joe Flacco had his moments too. Matt Ryan has better overall stats, but you got to think he had Julio Jones, Tony Gonzalez, a great running game with various different running backs through the years. And, just many other talents along the way, Calvin Ridley in recent years as well. Like, they've had a great offense. Like, if Joe Flacco had the kind of weapons and offensive line that he has, who knows how well we would have done with Joe Flacco and the Ravens. But now that he doesn't really have as much talent, they trade away Julio to the Titans. It's not looking too good.
We sure didn't do anything with him when he came over to us.
Oh, Flacco?
Yeah.
Well, that was towards the end.
Yeah, it was like it was his time was up by that point.
Denver just continually snatching up people right before they retire.
Right?
We thought we would hit lightning in a bottle twice, and it's just like, dude.
That's what I was scared of with that Rodgers too. But the Rodgers still got it in him. We saw it this week. We saw it. He's still got it in him. Woo! Leo, you stuck with the Detroit.
No. I wouldn't have done it. I'm sitting up here talking shit about Aaron like he done gone 0-5 or something. I lost a little faith because I was like, looks like Shailene Woodley got him kind of distracted, y'all. Yeah, not quite. I feel like a fucking goof for some of these picks. Let me tell you, Detroit, Miami, I feel like shit with them.
Well, Miami, we tried to tell you. I was like, Leo, maybe go the Raiders. That's what I was trying to tell you. I was like, Leo, if you want to diverge, maybe pick the Raiders. And you said, nah, we sticking with the Miami.
I should have went Raiders, or I was thinking Baltimore. I was like, well, maybe if anybody off of this list, that would not be a shocking win.
But yeah, look at these Raiders take it down Pittsburgh. Ben Roethlisberger also went down in the game.
Well, what else is new?
Right.
Y'all,
that's his thing.
It's time, y'all. I think it's time to strap Ben into the wheelchair and send him onto the home because it's too much already, Ben. Like, we were kind of feeling that way about Tom Brady, but he's come back and we can't really say that about him now. But Ben, I don't know what's going on. You also have been known for this physical, big quarterback BS your whole career, and once you get old, that ain't cute no more, Ben. That ain't. It ain't.
They also
bringing him out like a rat right now.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. I'm for it as a Ravens fan.
Sure.
But they also were really lacking when they lost T.J. Watt with that groin injury.
Yeah.
So he's a big part of that defense, and clearly the rest of the defense could not keep up with some of their other players on the Raiders, like Henry Ruggs. Henry Ruggs went out there and looked like a star wide receiver. Well, I think he was drafted so high, and he's not really produced. That's what you hope to see from someone you draft so high, a wide receiver at that caliber, at that round. But hopefully he can keep that going. Maybe we'll see. Well, I mean, he has to stay healthy first. But the fact that he put up that kind of great numbers, it's promising. At least it's still early on in his career.
You're still not on the Carr train, Tyler.
I think Carr has so much potential. He just has no weapons.
He's trying. He's got Darren Waller,
Henry Ruggs. Couple big bombs in that game too. But like
Hunter Renfro is pretty good as a slot receiver.
Pretty good though. Pretty good. They're not big playmakers.
Listen, they beat me in my team, so
Tyler said I can't rank them too hard.
I mean, you guys play them twice a year. You'll find out.
They squeaked by, man. They squeaked by.
Oh, I know. Yeah. But our defense is supposed to be so great, and it's not been looking too great.
It sure didn't show up against Kansas City.
Well, I mean, no, they didn't. They put up a lot of points on us. We still won, but
they were able to come back.
They went by the band to not break this weekend. They benched to Kansas, but they didn't break. They held them enough to overcome.
It was a back and forth battle. It was a
y'all want to talk about shocker? One that we all got very wrong this weekend. One I don't think
Saints.
We were even really considering flopping over to Carolina. The Saints, Jameis, what happened, bro? Came back down to earth quick. Jameis came back down to earth quick. I don't know what was going on with them Saints. Oh my God.
I had faith, and they wrong.
How
they
you
did
go
me wrong.
from slamming Green Bay like that to getting destroyed by the Carolina Panthers? I mean,
Panthers. Maybe the Panthers are the real deal. I mean, Sam Darnold's not been doing too bad over there. Christian McCaffrey, he's healthy, so maybe
Colorado boy Christian. He's still putting up his little numbers.
Eddie McCaffrey's son.
Yeah.
Gonna link it somehow.
So, what's it gonna be, Tyler? Is your boy Winston? Is he gonna find his way back? Or is it going to be 1 week GOAT, next week flop? What's going to be the Saints season this year?
That's kind of the story of his career, would you say? You don't know which Jameis Winston you're going to get. He's like the only quarterback I think ever that's thrown 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions in the same season. So that's just the Jameis Winston that we all know and love. Some weeks you're going to get, Heisman Trophy winning, amazing MVP caliber type of performances from him. Sometimes he just doesn't show up.
Yep.
Well, thank you for stopping in, Christian. We appreciated your talk on the Giants. And hi, Network 98. Thanks for stopping on in.
Christian Knight be like, bye, y'all. See ya. Bye.
He had enough.
You said me and Grogu out.
Sick of y'all talking stuff about my team, man.
Oh,
Sorry.
Lord.
I think he's a Buccaneers fan. Talking about Brady being the GOAT.
Oh, well, he was
What?
talking. He talks a lot about them Giants. He's probably he knew last week when the Broncos actually beat the Giants. It was going to be a rough season, I think, for them. Actually,
Well, it's
let's be
typically
real.
a pretty
We
rough
knew
season.
it was going to be a rough season for the Giants before we started the season. So
Probably.
it's just panning out as we expected so far.
How was that 49ers Eagles? That's one I didn't get to catch.
I mean,
Kind of looked like it was like a close
40
defense game, 17-11.
49ers. I think the 49ers had that game in tow mostly. There were a couple decent offensive plays from the Eagles, but
49ers had like a bunch of injuries at running back throughout the game.
I was about to ask, how are they like struggling with the Eagles? I don't know, man.
Trey Lance didn't get to play at all, sadly.
Lord, look at network with this damn fast food cinematic universe. Lord have mercy.
Wait, are we talking like Chef, like the movie Chef? Like
no, he talking like Burger King the movie, KFC coming for you, like all this mess.
That could be fun, maybe.
But meanwhile, since we're talking about that NFC West, Arizona squeaks it out against Minnesota.
Vikings can't catch a break, kicking field goals.
That game, shank that damn field goal.
Once again, all the Vikings fans know is missing field goals and heartbreak. It's like the formula for them as Vikings fans, unfortunately.
Well, that was a close game, though.
That's what I mean. That's why it's worse, because they could have won, but he kicked it and missed at the end.
What's up with these kickers missing, y'all? It's the same shit with Jacksonville.
Greg the Leg didn't miss this week. Greg the Leg. Greg the Leg is back. Greg the Leg is back. He got them the win.
Tyler.
What
he
is KFC finger licking bad blood? What is that?
Leo. Oh my Lord. So what y'all think? When are the Vikings gonna come out on top of one of these close ass games already?
They're not. They seriously can't. It's like Tyler saying, they can't. They shanking field goals, and when you shank field goals, that you give up your chances.
Close field goals, mind you.
Yeah.
That's get another kicker.
And shit.
Get another kicker.
Maybe then get a more clutch kicker. That'll be this. That seems to be the same problem usually with them, is they just have a very unreliable kicker. Yeah. And then he misses, and then they lose.
I mean, because they're gonna stay in it for a while in that North.
Maybe.
Unless Aaron Rodgers just turns GOAT mode and carries the Packers yet again on his back. I think that's
going to happen, and he does it and gets to the playoffs, and nothing happens.
Well, Chicago,
no Super Bowls, nothing.
Justin
Chicago
Field
could do it, could stay in contention as well. Lions, I don't think it's going to happen for them.
The Lions are just one of those teams that they're just very forgettable. And trying to think of the nicest way to say it. Like, they're not a team that really raises a lot of hype level. They're not like a team you really hear about in the national mainstream media for anything they do.
They're so mid that they stay out of headlines.
They're kind of just there. They're kind of just there. Like, they're not the NFL team you generally think of. Even though I like some of the stuff the Lions have done over my lifetime. The Barry Sanderses of the world, Calvin Johnsons of the world. They do have an exciting once-in-a-lifetime generational player here and there, and then they waste them in their career. But, it is what it is.
Ask yourself, guys, do you know a Detroit Lions fan? And if you do, did they come from another team? Or did they have another team besides the Lions? Because I don't know a single Lions fan.
I don't think I know a Lions fan. I don't think
They're mid as shit. Like, they don't even really have fans.
We ain't got a lot of Detroit folks here, I guess. I can't think of a Lions fan.
Can you think of a Lions fan? I mean, it's just like, let us know in the comments, folks. Do you know a Lions fan?
The most I think of the Lions every year is that annual Thanksgiving beatdown that they get,
They got to be like, take us off this.
Every
I
year,
know it's
like
tradition, but take us off this damn
every year.
Thanksgiving game. This is embarrassing.
Almost every year, I'm used to it. Turkey, stuffing, and the
And
Lions.
the Lions getting stuffed.
So, yeah,
Lord
always.
have mercy. It's too much with them Lions. So I don't know. I think Minnesota, if they could just squeak out a couple of these close wins, they're going to stay in that North.
They're a solid team. The only one that I'm not sure about officially is the Bears, because like I don't know where they're going to lead with Justin Fields. Is he going to struggle early? Are they going to let him struggle? Work out the kinks. Are they going to put Andy Dalton back in? When he does heal up, if Justin Fields is struggling, but we'll have to wait and see. I guess it's only week 2.
Your thought process is more productive than what they're producing on the field.
You ain't wrong.
Well, Network 98 wants to know if it's hell yeah or hell no to KFC finger licking bad blood.
I'm not really
it's
a big
hell
KFC
yeah
person.
might as well.
So,
I mean, is Taylor Swift getting mowed down by a drumstick, or what's going on here? If that's the case, maybe hell yeah.
I'm more of a Popeyes person, frankly.
Oh, that Popeye.
But
my man.
What team has KFC as their stadium sponsor?
Do they?
No, I think it might be a college team.
Yeah, Kentucky. That would be fitting.
Lord. Meanwhile, we were talking about them Lions and players that got saddled down there. Well, the Rams squeaked it out against the Colts, who also saw quite the peculiar injury.
Carson Wentz.
What happened? Oh my God.
The man made of glass that is the quarterback in Indianapolis.
He always injured.
He's found a way. He's found a way somehow to not only sprain one of his ankles, but both of his ankles.
Both, y'all. How do you sprain both the ankles at the same time?
That he just stays injured. Like, I swear he just stays on
injuries. He was on the COVID reserve list at one point too. Man can't catch a break no matter where he goes.
Is that a record? Have we ever seen somebody sprain or break both of their ankles?
It's like he's got to be tripping up at practice at this point. Oh, he's hurt. Oh, y'all, he's hurt at practice. He done fucked his ankle up again.
The Rams, they squeaked it. It was still close against those Colts.
Yeah, it was a close game, inevitably, but thankfully the backup.
Well, partially the special teams play. They got the Colts that TD. Yeah. Obviously hurt. The Broncos saw a special teams horror story against us this week as well. So some special teams coming into play as they always do. The Vikings.
Oh yeah. Was it 102-yard kickoff return?
105. It was just
that guy was amazing. Whoever that guy was.
They ran. Leo, you didn't see that highlight in the second half. They ran it back. Kick out. I mean, yes. So we kind of were just like, we had the game in hand, but we let him run 105 yards back on the kickoff for a touchdown. Yes.
Yeah.
It was in the Broncos game.
I thought we were talking about another game.
No.
I was like, what the hell?
But these are the things that could decide. And again, kicks. They missed 2 kicks over there in Jacksonville.
That first one.
that
first one, it was all the way to the right. I was like,
when I tell you, I don't know if I've seen the commentators jinx happen as bad as what I saw in that Broncos game. That commentator was sitting there. He was talking he was going on and on too about how he's not missed out of the 40-some kicks he's kicked in Jacksonville. He ain't missed a single one perfect in Jacksonville. And then he shanked that first one so bad. It came out like embarrassment.
So bad that I was messaging Larry and I was like, oh boy, limp dick, man. That was just some old limp.
But then he missed another one later in the game. It just, yeah.
I mean, you pulled it out. I mean, the Jaguars. They're very much in rebuild mode. They did only win one game last year.
Your boy over there on Jacksonville, your formerly undefeated QB, has gotten his first 2 losses in his whole career now.
Yeah, it's not looking too
Jacksonville will
good.
do it to you.
Trevor Lawrence.
He for real had no. I gotta go look this up.
Jacksonville will
true.
get you them losses.
I swear that was true. He had never lost a game in his career between from high school to Clemson to the NFL until last week.
Until
he was like the golden child.
34-2, so you're right. He ain't really lost shit.
Like, now he's just like endlessly losing. So
he actually, especially in that first half, he looked really good. And then as the game started falling away and the Broncos took hold, thankfully, in that second half, it was what it
growing
was.
pains.
Bridgewater is just, he's got control, y'all. It's like I said the first week. I'm like, he is looking great, guys.
He's looking good.
26 completions.
Here we go.
328 passing yards. Couple of touchdowns, like, come on. For us, you gotta understand, for us, Tyler, these are good.
Listen, Larry and Leo, the Jaguars were 1-15 last year. What makes you think that they are a good contender team to test out the Bridgewater experiment? And the Giants, like I said, I love you guys. I'm happy for the Broncos fans right now. But I am definitely selling when it comes to them being a legitimate contender right now. They beat the Giants last week, who we all just made fun of earlier on about how not great they are, finding ways to lose. They were 6-10 last year. And now you're beating up the 1-15 Jaguars with a rookie quarterback and a bunch of random people I've never heard of.
Yeah, keep talking this stuff.
When it comes to Bridgewater.
And then next week you play the second worst team in the league last year, the Jets, who are coming. Zach Wilson threw 4 interceptions last week. So,
Tyler, I'm gonna need this energy week 4 when we get that W.
I will keep the energy.
I need that energy, man.
Listen, I'm just saying, I will take the easy early season schedule.
Yeah,
I'll take it. Give it to.
Look, go in Baltimore in 3, man. I'm trying to test this out ASAP. No.
I will say, I do think the Giants' defense was a better gauge on Bridgewater because they do have a better defense overall. Though, I don't know, early this season, it hasn't looked as good as I think we were thinking it might look this year. So that's also a little bit debatable. I'm glad to have Von Miller back. Got his 3rd sack on Sunday.
It's like a weird. It's a change. It's a revolving door. It seems you can't have 2 of the same position. You can't have Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton together. You can't have Bradley Chubb and Von Miller together. One of them's always got to be hurt.
Hello.
What up, Lo? Loretto.
Lord, I'm so mad that Chubb. He literally got to play half a game, y'all, and he was back out from that same damn ankle.
He was back 2 games too early. Like that ankle injury, he needed at least another couple games before he came back. And I remember him saying, like, "Oh, I just wanted to get back in." Nah, fam, sit your ass on the sideline. Wait so we can have you and Von Miller peak health.
On both sides of the ball, we should have dynamic duos at wide receiver and off the edges. And nothing. Now we're back to 1 again. Sutton looked great. He was on the receiving end of that big old bomb from
55-yarder.
And actually, Teddy threw a few big ones that some didn't land. Some weren't his fault. Just like in game 1, who was that receiver that literally had it like come right off of him at the end zone? I was mad.
Well, hold on. The first big bomb he threw, there was like some jersey tugging. I'm like, come on.
Let me just say, Jacksonville, this was a hot ass mess. That officiating in Jacksonville was also a mess. They called us for like pass interference when their player ran into our defender. Like he just ran into him and then we got called. I was like, what? Well, he was in place. Like, and then we're getting yanked on all the way into the end zone and the refs looking another way. They're like, oh, we don't see nothing, but
they're trying their best to keep it competitive. The Jaguars were 1-15 last year.
It's literally like the jersey tugging was happening, and then the very next drive, they call us for pass interference.
Lord have mercy.
Well, I mean, we'll have to see next week when you guys play the Jets, the also equally as bad Jets.
Are we on the road?
Well, No, we're here. It's our first home game.
It doesn't
The
matter.
refs here hate us too, man. They be
Well,
on us.
we do have a really good home opener record in the NFL.
Mhm.
We typically win our home opener almost every season. It was a really long. We broke the streak, I think, like 2 years ago.
It's
It was
the
a
Jets.
really
They're-
long streak, but that mile high, this thin oxygen up here, it gets teams a hot minute to get accustomed.
Well, yeah, it is a very easy advantage to have.
So early in the season, that first game, people are still kind of. That's why it's always kind of funny whenever Pittsburgh would come up here because they. I mean, it's not funny because he has sickle cell, but he couldn't play in Denver because of our altitude and that sickle cell. He had to sit everywhere every year. But that's why I'm like, never. Whatever you do, Broncos. That's why I'm like, ooh, did I say it's funny? I'm sorry, it's not funny, but also don't you ever put a dome on our stadium, Denver. You hear me? Like, don't do it. And
why not?
Keep it outside. No, we have to keep that advantage because you lose a little bit of that when you.
We don't need that. I need some coverage from some snow.
No, we also need that too. We need the high altitude kicks. We need the thin air flowing through, and we need that weather to come through.
I don't need
we
any of that. Close that dome. Close the top of that sucker.
I have faith that the Ravens will be fine.
Well, you all come here often enough. You cycle around to play Denver. You know,
mile high miracle, baby.
Go.
Yeah, okay.
This is why I had to slowly warm up to be Tyler's friend because low key I was like still pissed at them damn Ravens. Listen. I was never more angry than I was against the Ravens in that goddamn game. I hated the Ravens at least for a full solid season. I said, go Pittsburgh all year.
That's fair.
Next year, I was pissed. But
you guys got revenge like immediately after.
It was okay. I mean, it's okay. We also had that damn Tim Tebow fluke over the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Well,
so, I mean,
Tebow mania.
That open round of the playoffs can be madness any given time.
Tim Tebow, baby, like
when he won
that pass.
One little slant pass made it
all the way down the field past the Steelers. I'm
like, Thomas, man.
How do we do this, baby?
We're talking about him. Tyler, the big news of the weekend was the Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, yeah. Woo, let me get my flag again.
They shook them up. They shook up the league.
I got this actually at the game. So.
Oh, well, there you go.
Very
well,
nice.
The big commentary we've been going off of and the league is the injuries over there.
Story of my life.
In Baltimore. But y'all are holding it together. You might be 1-1, but you were this close to winning the opening game, and then you pulled it out on Sunday night.
Like I said to you guys in the group chat while I was at the game, I swear the Ravens are trying to kill me each week with these nail biters, back-to-back weeks, the overtime, all that stuff last week and Monday night, and now we have this Sunday night game with the Chiefs, which was a nerve-wracking one. I feel bad because I went against my team by picking the Chiefs to win, but I mean, it was just smart. All of the factors leading up to it. Not that I didn't think we had a chance, but the injuries, Patrick Mahomes has always given us a rough time. To be fair, he's given a rough go for the whole entire league as a whole. I mean, you guys know, but
and he looked great again.
We shut down Tyreek Hill, and that really helped our chances. And I mean, it looked like we were going to lose, but we pulled out the fumble at the very end. Clyde's Hilaire is probably in the doghouse right now for fumbling that ball because they were about to just run out the clock, kick a field goal, and win, and they didn't. But I mean, the Ravens as a whole, they look pretty strong. It was one of those things where the defense was definitely struggling, but we're still kind of finding our footing as a defense because
at the end of the day, they won the game.
Y'all man, Lamar Jackson, man, got him a touchdown.
That's what he does.
Y'all, how many yards he had? He had over like 200 yards in that game. I'm like, damn, this dude is hustling.
That's how you got to do what you got to do.
Lord have mercy.
Well, He's always like that. Like I've said before, he's been our leading rusher for years. Ever since he became our quarterback, like fully as our quarterback started, he's been our leading rusher every year.
Y'all should have seen poor Tyler in that chat because he legit, like, he was like, well, that's game. They're just going to run down the clock. And then I ran back in, Tyler!
I was like, are you kidding me?
I was like, wait a minute. It ain't
heart attack emojis and GIFs. And
was it the Ray, like voodoo
Ray
going
Fish,
on up in
Ray Lewis does have an effect.
Doing his little dance. Did that like give the needed voodoo?
Ray Lewis magic, baby.
Well, I don't know if they showed it on the screen. I didn't watch it on TV. I was there, so I don't know what it was like. But as far as like on the screens for a lot of the big downs, they would cut to Ray on the screen to get people up.
See, they need that Ray Lewis magic. Like, come on, Ray Lewis.
He's always been an inspirational leader on and off the field. So him being there definitely probably did help him quite a bit because he's always been
to keep going like this. Kudos through all these injuries. Like,
right. Well, we can only do our best.
That's what I'm saying. For half of these injuries, the Ravens are still looking pretty good. So
yeah,
that North is about to be an interesting division. Everybody's sitting at 1-1 right now. So
right, even though the other teams have had some injuries as well. You know, Roethlisberger's got a pec injury. Joe Burrow's still coming off of that ACL injury from last season. But I mean, they're looking all right. And then Baker Mayfield pulled his shoulder out of place on Sunday.
Lord, I was like,
separated his shoulder. He popped it back in and still played the whole game though.
Baker Mayfield. I mean, that's nuts. That is nuts. So
yeah, well, that's the power of the drugs they give you in football, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that's why you got to make that money quick and make it last. Put that shit into savings because, it's gonna be a rough medical life for you after you retire.
Popping that shoulder out, popping it back in, going in there playing the whole rest of the game. You know, that's something that most people couldn't do.
Gotta watch that concussion again, I guess, with Will Smith. A reminder. Lord. Well, then we got, let's see, the West, our AFC West right now. I'm feeling like the Chargers. They also could. They're close too. They're another team. They're really close, I think, to being a solid team. They just need the refs to get out the way, but two, they just need
some fans.
Yeah, they need some fans. Oh, speaking of, I know again, Jacksonville cannot sell out their stadium to save their lives. But did y'all see all that orange and blue in the stadium? I love it. I love it.
It was like that for the Chargers. It was a bunch of Cowboys fans.
Nobody's showing up to their games. It's the same with Detroit. Nobody's showing up to these games.
Do you remember that season though when Jacksonville's stadium was like less than a half full, like every single game? It was just like a wasteland in Jacksonville. But yeah, so over there, I mean, I still think obviously the Chiefs are the favorite to win our division. But I think the Raiders are looking pretty solid so far through 2 games. 2 really tough wins for them against the AFC North. And they've come out on top on both of them. So kudos to them. I'm just happy with our 2 wins. I did not go into the season quite expecting to be in any sort of run for our AFC West champions. So when we go, hopefully, I better not. We're going to cut that statement off right there. I'm not talking anymore because if I jinx us, I'll be throwing myself off a bridge. I can't. So we cutting it off.
We're going 4-0, baby.
Wow. You're going to have to catch Lamar Jackson in week 4.
Lord. But taking a look. All right. So Tyler, you've been really keeping up on them injuries. Well, give us the injury report heading into week 3.
Well, as we're talking, we're talking about people that are out. Tyrod Taylor's out, so he's not playing tomorrow. So it's gonna be Davis Mills, their 3rd round quarterback, that's gonna be starting for Houston tomorrow instead of Deshaun Watson. Because of many reasons. You guys could have had him. He was another one that was rumored to go to.
We're good with Bridgewater. We're all right.
We're good right now.
Right, yeah, for now.
Y'all see a little luck on the sideline.
Yeah.
In the little huddle with Bridgewater.
But,
no luck. I said, okay, Luck, you stay right there.
Yeah, poor Drew Lock. Poor Drew Lock. But
you chill,
missed
bro.
Shot, dog. You missed a shot.
He had his chance. That's true. He had a lot of chances and he squandered them. I mean, but yeah, other than Tyrod Taylor, you also have Andy Dalton, who's also not playing. He's injured. Carson Wentz is not officially ruled out, as far as I know, but he does have 2 sprained ankles, so I don't know.
Even if he wobbles out onto that damn field, what's he gonna do?
Right, he gonna be in a wheelchair throwing bombs.
Their line ain't that good, and he can't run for his life. Like
Roethlisberger has a pec injury, but it doesn't seem like he's going to miss time. Baker Mayfield pulled his shoulder. He's probably still going to play. But Jarvis Landry, the wide receivers, it's like I said, it's kind of like a toss-up, kind of like with the Broncos, because Jarvis Landry got put on IR, but Bodo Beckham's supposed to be playing this week because he's supposed to finally come back from his injury from last year. So you can't have them together. You got to have one or the other. So it seems like Landry out.
This is why you got to strap Roethlisberger down. Because you basically got to literally knock that man's head off from his shoulders. Otherwise, he don't care if he's got a concussion, if he's on the verge of death, he crawls out onto that goddamn field.
Wrong.
Like,
and also Tua Tagovailoa has a rib injury, so he is also not playing this week. It'll be Jacoby Brissett, the longtime backup for the Colts and also the Patriots. Those are like his 2 well-known teams he was on. But Tua's out for a couple weeks with a rib injury. Those are the ones I can remember off the top of my head.
All right, well, that'll lead us in to our picks for this week. Starting with tomorrow, we have Panthers. Carolina at Houston. Tyler didn't even need a second, y'all.
Sorry.
Leo, who you got?
Oh, Carolina.
Yeah.
Davis Mills.
That Davis Mills. No.
Legacy of Davis Mills. He was okay in college. Like I watched some of his college film when he was in college. He didn't really play that much. Like he never played like a lot of different games. Like he only played like maybe a little over a dozen games in total, but he still became a 3rd round draft pick.
He's their third string.
That is quite peculiar.
Yeah, well, he's not their 3rd string. He's their backup. Technically, I guess Deshaun Watson is their 3rd string.
That's just a peculiar to get taken that high.
Well, Trey Lance didn't play very much in college either, but they just they saw a lot of tape.
Carolina's also looked solid, looked good.
Yeah,
they looked really
Sam Darnold's done really well. That's what I mean.
Sam Darnold's looked great.
Give him a squad and he'll do well.
So even if Houston had their QB, I might still go Carolina, but for sure Carolina with the
I feel like with this game, like it's definitely the safe bet to pick Carolina just because you don't know what to expect with the Texans and Davis Mills. Like he didn't play great when he did sub in for Tyrod Taylor, but I mean maybe it could be one of those funny upsets and we see the makings of a future star with Davis Mills because they do need a quarterback in Houston. But
all right, well then we got Washington football team at the Buffalo Bills.
Ooh, I'm still gonna go I think it's at Buffalo, right?
It is.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I would still go with the Bills. I think they're the stronger team. Taylor Heineke, like he's had a great story. They shouldn't have won this last week, but so I'm gonna go. I think the Bills have the stronger team overall. I mean, just in general. I mean, except the Washington football. I hate calling them the football team. But like, I just hate. That's just such a dumb name. But,
Washington Helicopters. They could be whatever they want to be.
They're gonna have a new name soon, thankfully, so I don't have to call them the football team. But
the Washington Politicians.
They do have a good defense, but I think that the Bills are just stronger overall.
Leo,
I'm going with the Bills because they're at Buffalo.
You ain't gonna go against Buffalo again this week, Leo?
Absolutely not.
He said, "Fool me once, dude. Fool me once."
Not gonna try to get that upset pick against the Bills. I also picked the Bills. They're in Buffalo. I think they bounced back from their week 1 loss against a shaky Dolphins team, to say the least.
Right.
But all right. Then we've got Chicago at Cleveland.
Ooh.
I'm torn because
Cleveland, bro.
I'm torn because
you got your wish, Tyler. He's actually starting this week.
I know, but I'm torn because the Browns are a good overall team.
Yeah, they
like
are.
Justin Fields. I mean, the Bears have a great defense. Like that's kind of been their strength, but maybe I don't know because that defense for Cleveland is so strong. I don't know if Justin Fields will be able to take on that defense. Baker Mayfield's also nursing a shoulder injury, and now you're gonna have Odell Beckham in there instead of Jarvis Landry.
OBJ back.
But you got Chubbs, the other Chubbs, if you will. They are related. The running back Chubbs over in Cleveland, who's also a beast. At least this week, I'm going to pick against Justin Fields. I'm going to go with Cleveland.
Okay, Leo.
Oh, I said off the top, Cleveland.
You said off the top, Cleveland. Look at you,
baby. OBJ back in the game, like.
Well, all right.
Watch them win some.
It's going to be our first descent. I have faith in Chicago. Cleveland, they've got too many question marks for me at the moment.
Yeah, with Mayfield.
They've looked a little wobbly these first 2 weeks as well. I mean, Chicago hasn't lit up the boards or anything by any stretch. But I think they find a way to take down the Browns.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Even if I do pick Cleveland, I would be happy if the Bears did win that one.
Tyler wants Fields for MVP 2021.
Listen, I'm not doing any caveats this week. Like I said, I'm not going to take the Bears outright this time.
All right. Well, then here we go. We have Baltimore at Detroit.
Baltimore.
I feel like I have to pick them after the hype from last week.
The non-mediocre team out of the two.
I mean, the Lions haven't been awful. They just get hot at the wrong times. Like they don't have like a great offense in general. They don't have a lot of weapons. Like their best weapon on offense is probably Hawkinson, their tight end. They don't really have like a definitive great wide receiving core. So I mean, Jared Goff's trying his best with the pieces they gave him, and I mean, I think that we can pull it off. I think we, as in the Ravens, I think the Ravens can pull off that one. I mean, unfortunately, the Lions, I guess that would make them 0-3 if they lost, but that would.
I mean,
I'm also going to go with Baltimore. I think they find a way, even if the Lions come out hot.
And Baltimore has a better overall team than Detroit.
Yeah, I just hope it's not a nail biter. I can't take it another week.
I just don't. Yeah, I don't think Detroit has the offense. I mean, I don't know. The Ravens, they are another team who does historically like to play down to some of their opponents.
That's what I mean.
So I'm like, the Lions don't have an offense to overpower this Ravens defense, I don't think. But the Ravens, they might just let them run. I don't know. And make it a nail biter in the end.
I don't want another one. I want a week where it's just kind of easy for once, this week.
Well, then we've got Indianapolis at Tennessee.
Yeah, we didn't really talk about Tennessee. How
that upset.
Derrick Henry went like ape mode, not literally, but like he went ape shit when it comes to running down the field. 182 rushing yards, like 50 plus receiving yards, 3 touchdowns. Like he put the team on his back. Like he went ham.
I mean, Seattle, y'all ain't had a chance. I mean, they did. It was another close game.
It was a good game.
It was a really good game, but damn.
Dang, bro.
And Indy, again, we have that question mark. He's not
Carson Wentz.
Ruled out. So we don't really know.
Not officially. I don't think so.
What's going to happen there? So what do you think, Leo?
Titans, baby. Let's go.
I have to agree. I think if they just do what they did last week, let Derrick Henry just go ape shit and just run the ball down the throat, 182 yards, rushing, 3 touchdowns, just let him do it. Also, they got Julio. Julio should have had that touchdown, by the way. Like I thought, like that touchdown they took away was BS.
Yeah, it was another one of the very bad. I'm not even gonna say questionable. Bad calls of the week. I mean,
no question.
It should have been a touchdown. I don't really understand. But some of these, I mean, what are we gonna do? It's always every year. We're always complaining about the refereeing, but it's
never improves. It is what it is.
Derrick Henry put the team on his back. Let's do it. Carson Wentz. I would love to see what Carson Wentz looks like walking out onto that field with 2 sprained ankles.
It's gonna look like a tennis
Hobbling
player. They
onto
always
the
have
field.
their like ankles like heavily wrapped.
I just picture him walking out in 2 boots.
Oh no!
Like the boots you put on people when they break their ankles, sprain their ankles, but he's got both.
God.
Usually it's one or the other on the legs.
They call a
He's got 2.
timeout just so he could get onto the goddamn field.
He's gonna need it.
Lord. Well, then we have an AFC West division game, our first interdivision game. We have the LA Chargers at Kansas City.
Oh, Kansas City taking that.
Yeah, I think Kansas City's going to pull that out. They're going to be very angry after losing to the Ravens, divisional rival. I could see it being a good game, though, just because Justin Herbert could maybe, depending on the refs, like we've said before, maybe the refs will give him a couple calls this week to make up for their calls in the Cowboys.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be a blowout, but the Chiefs, especially in recent years, I mean, they really kind of just run through the West.
Patrick
About to
Mahomes.
slice and dice the Chargers.
They're almost like unstoppable when it comes. I think the Raiders actually have kind of the best like games against the
Lately,
Chiefs.
yeah, they beat them last year.
Yeah, I
didn't
was like, they actually are the ones who put up the biggest fight. The Chargers usually, yeah.
The
I'm gonna go
Chargers
with-
be giving games up. They're about to
What
get
about-
sliced and diced.
What about Teddy? You don't think Teddy gonna hang with Patrick Mahomes
this year? I'm not saying that we're
What
gonna
week-
win, but
what
I'm saying
week
we
do-
could do it.
Do you happen to know offhand what week you guys play?
Well, we
the
play them
Chiefs?
way late in the season here. I think
The
it's
first
like
time. I
Yeah,
should
the
ask
first
you.
time. I don't know.
We don't
when,
play them
actually.
till January. Chargers?
Oh, that's no.
The Chiefs.
Oh, the Chiefs.
Because I was looking at Broncos games. I was like, oh, look at this. Here's the Chiefs in January.
It's a wild December. We don't play them till December.
You think Teddy's gonna make it?
Stop.
Yes,
I
I think we about to go.
Teddy
6
is
and
not
0
known.
before we see an L.
Teddy is not known for staying healthy the whole season.
This-
I
So
don't know, man.
This
I
gonna be
think-
his year. This gonna be his year
Yeah.
to stick it through.
he could have a comeback player year type of year.
He's gonna have one of them dream seasons like he had in Minnesota before the big injury. It's happening here again in Denver now.
I don't
And
know.
He's shaking off these sacks. Man.
Drew Lock.
good. We're
Drew
gonna
Lock's
be
about
good.
to be the starter for that game. You got to see Drew Lock again.
Oh Lord! Well, then we have New Orleans at New England.
Well, I'm disappointed in the Saints last week.
Uh-oh.
It's in New England, I believe, though.
Yeah,
correct?
it's in New England.
Well, Jameis Winston was very well known for being a turnover machine. Unfortunately,
I'm gonna go
I
New
feel like
England
I feel like the Patriots can pull it out. I mean, as long as they don't mess up, because Mac Jones has been pretty good at keeping the turnovers from happening, and that they have such a great defense. Like that's been their even back when Tom Brady was there. Tom Brady kind of coasted by, didn't have to do as much because that defense was so strong. I mean, Jameis Winston, like I said, he's a turnover machine. Unfortunately,
I think
And that defense was nowhere to be seen last week either.
right? I feel like I have to go with the Patriots with this one.
Leo,
Not just because the Saints let me down last week, but because I just think that they're going to make Jameis make mistakes.
I think these old Saints can turn it around, man. I'm going with the Saints, bruh.
Leo's got faith in Jameis.
Yeah,
This is going to be your Dolphins game this week.
Winston's coming back.
man. I swear to God, if I see another 0 on one of my picks, I am just giving up.
Well,
Oh,
then
man.
we've got Atlanta at the Giants. Did the Giants get their first win of the year?
Yes.
Oh man,
Absolutely.
that's a horrible game.
This is it. Matt Ryan gonna throw some pick sixes, and the Giants are finally gonna get their first win.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Leo. I think that this will be the game where the Giants actually win. I mean, they have to play. I mean, they're about the same level, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, actually, I mean, maybe the Falcons could pull it off. Kyle Pitts and Matt Ryan, and
It's time to start looking at Matt Ryan if y'all can't pull this one off.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like. Well, who did you pick, Leo?
I went with the Giants.
Okay, because you're talking about Matt Ryan. I thought maybe you were picking the Falcons.
Time for him to go.
I mean, I agree. He's getting. I thought they were going to draft somebody this year, the Falcons. I I think I'm gonna have to go with the Giants this time. I think that maybe this will be the bad matchup that will get them a win this week.
Yeah, I think it's the Giants. They're closer to being a good team, I think, than Atlanta overall. So I think they've been close enough. They'll break through. Well, then we've got Cincinnati at Pittsburgh.
That's a tough
so is Big Ben out? Or is he like?
No, what did I tell you, Leo? You literally got to chop that man's head off his body to get him to stay off that damn
bobbling out.
It don't matter. No pick. He gonna be back out there again, hobbling around.
Well, as someone who is unfortunately someone who follows them very clearly, I think that the Steelers will pull it out just because they tend to always play the Bengals pretty good, and usually the Steelers pull it out somehow in some shape or form, even if Ben's injured. Ben always is injured. He always gets injured and always finds a way to persevere and make everybody angry, rumbling, stumbling, throwing touchdowns 50 yards down the field. I hate it. I've always hated that Ben Roethlisberger does that. It pisses me off as a Ravens fan.
Stumbling Ben Roethlisberger.
But yeah, I think it has to be the Steelers.
Way to fucking to say it.
Yeah, I don't know. The Bengals couldn't get over the hump in Chicago. Ugh.
I'm going Steelers for sure.
Well, I guess it depends also with TJ Watt. I don't know if TJ Watt's going to play or not.
Yeah, I think I'm going to agree with y'all. I think I'm going to go Steelers, but that's one that I'm not totally confident on. That's one of my shakier picks.
Yeah, I think my opinion may change depending on if TJ Watt plays, but I wouldn't put it down and write it. So I'm going to still go with the Steelers.
Oh, okay. I thought we were going with another. Well,
that's what I mean. I'm saying I'm not going to do that this time. But if I were going to, I think TJ Watt would be the factor that could potentially lead to the Steelers losing.
All right. Well, then we've got Arizona at Jacksonville.
I guess that happened. Yeah. I mean, the Jaguars haven't been playing great in general.
Have they played great in years? Like, come on.
Well, they were in the AFC. They were close to the Super Bowl a couple years back, and then they just imploded. They fired Blake Bortles, Leonard Fournette, Calais Campbell, Yannick Ngakoue, Jalen Ramsey. Like I said, they were a monster team a couple of years back, and then they just blew it up. So, but up until other than that, they've been kind of eh. But I would go with the Cardinals. I think they're just a much better team. Kyler Murray's been doing a great job so far this year. Christian Kirk. That could be a blowout, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think we'll see the Arizona score line from week 1 rather than this like almost losing to Minnesota week 2 score.
38-10 in this game. It's gonna be a blowout.
Trevor Lawrence is gonna lose again 3 games in a row after never losing for years.
But then we've got the New York Jets at the Denver Broncos. Denver.
I mean,
Broncos.
Come on.
Broncos.
One more easy matchup for the Broncos.
This will be Tyler's last week being in the consensus on the Broncos.
Once we pull up,
we've got to celebrate. Tyler, pick at the Broncos one more week.
The Jets are awful. I feel like they are going to go into Denver and be just as bad, if not worse. Unless it would be hilarious if Zach Wilson apparently is just a monster and he just throws 4 touchdowns against the Denver Broncos.
Do you understand me? I will be livid on Sunday. If we mother effing lose this game, I will be livid.
I would be laughing. I would be okay with losing that game.
The sports talk might be canceled for the rest of the season, y'all. I'll be so damn pissed. So
it'll be especially, I would expect to be canceled, especially if it was like that Bills game. If it's like Jets 35, Denver 0.
No. Well, I would message Tyler and be like, all right, we fucking losing, bro.
I'd be like, nah, we out. Tyler, I'll delete Tyler off. I'll block Tyler on all social media. No. Well, then, Leo, this is going to be a hard one for you. We've got Miami at Vegas.
I'm going with the Raiders, man. After the performance of last week, how horrible Miami did. Come on, man.
Yeah,
and let's be real. Vegas is looking all right.
I agree 100%. And also, I mean, no Tua. I mean, not like he was doing great when he was in, but Jacoby Brissett leading the Dolphins, I don't see that being an upset. I think that's going to be a pretty easy win for the Raiders.
I think Carr is gonna carve up that Miami.
Carr gonna carve them up.
Maybe.
All right. Well, now we're getting into a little bit more competitive games here. So we have Tampa Bay at LA Rams.
Ooh. Might be Tampa Bay's first loss, gentlemen.
Ooh,
yay! Leo and I are on the same page. I think it's going to be an upset. I'm going for the upset for the Rams. I think the Rams have looked great this year.
Yeah, and I think I'm with the conversation that they very well might be the dark horse of this year. Like people aren't really looking at them, but they end up coming out and doing a good job anyway. I mean, they flushed the Bears. Asses. And
I do think that
they're pretty good. So
I do think the Buccaneers are still a good team. Like, I mean, they of course won the Super Bowl last year, kept everybody, and they're still looking strong. But I think the Rams have a good defense and a good offense. So I think it could still be a pretty good game. I think it'll be maybe a shootout. Maybe Matthew Stafford's have them looking really great. Cooper Kupp's looking amazing, even more so over than we had Jared Goff. Yeah, I think that could be the potential upset of this week is the Rams beating the Buccaneers.
I'm gonna diverge from the pack on this one. It'll be our next virgin. I think the Buccaneers are gonna have Matthew Stafford seeing flashbacks to his days in Detroit. INT thrown up on the field.
You don't think that the Buccaneers are gonna have the same problem with Aaron Donald? In LA?
Lord, I mean...
Oh, here we go with this cat picture. Good Lord.
Oh, man.
Okay, all I got is...
Hannah, the sports expert, the NFL expert of the show, has finally...
Hannah, submit your picks.
Has officially arrived. Hannah, what does a football look like? Please drop it in the chat. We would like to know.
And how do you make touchdowns? How many points do you get it from a touchdown?
It's a trick question, Hannah. It's a trick question, that one.
No way. I don't think they're going to be able to beat the Rams. I think the Rams have a pretty good squad, and I think that they could at least keep up with that Buccaneers defense.
I think it'll be a close game, but I'm going for the upset here. Just because I think the Rams have looked really strong.
Baby, let's go. And,
all right.
And see, I always thought Matthew Stafford was less mediocre than the Detroit Lions. Like, I'm glad to see he's somewhere.
Well, he had a lot of help for many years having Megatron be his main threat, main receiving threat, but he still has been fine on a really bad team in Detroit.
Well, what y'all think now? Seattle at Minnesota.
That's gonna be a good game too. I'll go Seattle though.
Okay, Tyler's going Seattle.
I think Minnesota might have their first win. No, wait, they got to win, right? They're 1-1.
No, they're 0-2.
No, they lost.
They might have their first win, fellas.
They've lost them both by 3 points or less.
See, okay, all right, see, they're gonna sniff their way into a win this time. They're sick of being behind 3 points.
Gonna be three in a row. 3 in a row. They gotta get in field goal range and miss.
Right. I'm saying, who am I gonna go with? I'm gonna go with the purple power this time.
Yes, Larry.
I'm going for that skull light.
Lone wolf. I'm lone wolfing. All right.
You're lone wolfing on this pick. I got faith. I've always had a soft spot for them damn Minnesota Vikings. I want to see them finally pull around that corner.
Is it the purple?
I do like the purple.
We're purple.
Baltimore Ravens.
We are purple. Like I said, I started coming back around because the colors are sick, and the Ravens got a great color scheme. I was just mad at them for a hot minute. But all right, then we got Green Bay at San Francisco.
That's a good one.
I know. I'm like, oh Lord.
And Rodgers is back.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, is Rodgers week 1 Rodgers? Or are we dealing with week 2 Rodgers?
Well, they've played San Francisco pretty poorly in the past in recent years, but I don't know. I think I'll go Green Bay. I'm gonna have trust.
As told by Gonzo. Go Broncos, orange and blue, baby. Well, thank you. Hey, go Broncos.
A little cash attached. Cha-ching, cha-ching.
Yes, that's what we're talking about. Orange and blue.
I'll be expecting my cut of that percentage. Leo as well.
No. This was a Broncos super chat. It didn't have nothing to do with no Ravens.
Right. So move over, Tyler. I'm getting my dollar.
Tyler, not.
All right. Somebody send a super chat with the Ravens then. I'll be taking 100% of the profits then, if that's the case.
Well, all right. So wait, Tyler, you go on Green Bay, or you think they ain't gonna be able to pull it out?
I think Green Bay, I think they just had a really bad week 1. I think they're going to still be pretty strong. I like the 49ers, but I think that the Packers will do well against the 49ers.
All right, Leo.
Shit. It's hard because the 49ers usually perform really well against the Packers anyway. Fucking, I'm gonna roll with you, Loretto. If you're listening, I'm going with the 49ers, baby.
Oh shit, we're leaving Tyler by himself again. I'm going.
Right.
You going to San Francisco?
I'm going with the Bay.
I don't know if the Packers can keep it up, man.
All right, Low Wolf again.
All right, at least we're diverging a lot this week. These is about to be a hot mess of score lines, I think. And then our Monday night game, we have Philadelphia at Dallas.
Ooh,
I'm gonna go with the Cowboys. I think they're gonna pull it off.
Yeah,
right.
I think Cowboys as well.
Yeah, sorry, Diebs.
Looks good. Like
Diebs, it's over for you, Diebs. I'm sorry. They're going down.
R.I.P. Philadelphia. Sorry.
Put in Joe Flacco.
Oh my God.
Okay, well, thank you for stopping in, Hannah. I'm glad you graced us with your vast NFL knowledge.
I mean, beat me over the head with that knowledge.
Really, really helped us, guided our picks as we moved through the schedule.
Is it Joe Flacco time in Philly yet?
Lord. All right. Well, this week.
See, I didn't even know, man. See? That's where he's at.
Yeah, him and Gardner Minshew from the Jaguars are on the Eagles.
No, Minshew. I can't handle no Minshew.
Minshew mania, baby.
No Minshew mania. No. You sound like a little Pokemon. Minshew.
Sound like a food dish. You get a Minshew with a side of white rice, dog.
Always talk about food, Leo.
Leo, I'm saying, every time I turn my head, Leo's talking something about food. I'm like, what's going on over there?
Food is life, guys. Food is
life. I agree.
Leo, chill, bro.
It is the nourishment of the soul.
Leo, see, that's why you probably should have said you'd go to Kansas City to watch a game, Leo.
Shit, if I could get some of that Gates barbecue.
I know, that's I'm like, I know you be grubbing up in that Kansas City, in that enemy territory, in that orange and blue.
Look. I will go through the enemy territory in my orange and blue, ready for some ribs, okay?
Might get in a fight out there, Leo. Have people swinging on you.
Fisticuffs.
See, I don't think they're all that passionate yet in Las Vegas. I think you're safe still. They don't have enough of a fan base. In Oakland, then people be wild in the F out. So you gotta be
real. Like you might as well just turn your jersey inside out.
You gotta be ready to roll if you go up into Oakland.
You gotta have the black Broncos jersey ready to go.
We haven't busted out the Halloween as much over there quite yet. It's just it's not the black hole.
Soon, maybe.
Soon, Lord have mercy. All right. Well, that was our Sports Talk Live for week 2 / looking ahead at week 3 for the NFL, as well as a little bit of NASCAR talk.
NFL and NASCAR.
There wasn't no tennis this week. Ain't no big tournaments happening.
Hey, if you want to talk about some other sports, I guess, if you will, I can throw in one. This actually equates to Larry in a sense as well, and Leo, and you too, Leo. Did you see that the Mountain boxed someone recently?
Oh shit! I did not see that.
Yeah, he beat the crap out of some dude. I don't know who the hell he was.
Leo, what would you do if you walked into the ring and saw the Mountain standing?
I would leave. Are you joking? I'm turning around and walking out, bro.
He meant business, getting in that ring, boxing a guy.
You know what? Actually, I take it back. I would take the beat down because at that point, I know what I got myself into. I'm assuming.
How tall are you again, Leo?
Take the beat down, huh?
How tall are you again, Leo?
5'9". I sure ain't no fucking
He's a whole foot taller than you.
See, he would knock me the fuck out. I would be like, he would just knock my shit out like a bobblehead. Like I'd be looking like a Funko Pop.
Like Friday.
Leo, you already be looking a little bit like a Funko Pop.
Oh no.
You already got that little bobblehead effect going on up on the Geekly Goods. So.
Nothing wrong with that, Larry. Nothing wrong with that.
But if we were talking other sports, I'll throw that in there because I saw that Thor Bornson got in a boxing match and won in the first round.
Oh,
he's looking ripped too. He lost a bunch of weight to get down the cut, for a boxing match. So he's like smaller, but he's still absolutely jacked. Scary looking dude. I'm gonna have to show you guys the fight after this live is over.
Well, that was our second live Talking That Sport Ball. Hope you all had fun with us. Thank you, everybody who stopped in and supported. We appreciate it. And make sure to leave your picks in the comment section down below. Let us know all the games you think we are wrong on. Whose side are you falling on in these divided matchups? We want to hear those picks in the comments, or you can hit any of us up on Twitter. Leo, do you want to let people know where to find you?
Guys can find me Geekly Goods on YouTube and then at Leo_Rydell on Twitter.
And Tyler?
Well, you can find me here talking sports. You can find me here talking about Game of Thrones, reacting to Game of Thrones. You can find me here reacting to Daredevil.
Listen, Tyler and I might as well be roommates at this point. I don't know.
You may be finding me here reacting to another series not too long from now.
Thank God she left. Thank God she ran up out the room before you said that.
Yeah, well,
Hannah, cover your ears. Cover your ears, Hannah.
We're getting there, but also you can find me on my channel as well. Reviews, reactions, all that jazz over there, and also on Twitter and Instagram. It's Tyler Calvert.
Perfect. And make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, so you are always notified whenever we go live to talk about sports, movies, or TV. I love you all so much for your continued support. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye.